Westerfield sideways. He dirt tracks it down to the first corner. Skipper's off the pace in the 21 car. Skipper's rolling slowly. And that's going to bring out a caution. Mike Skipper's off the pace in the 21. Number 21 of Mike Skipper's. Skipper's all the way from Kalamazoo, Michigan. The Skipper's racing ride brings out our caution. Will be a complete restart other than the 21 of Skipper's, who will head pit side. We saw the 2 of Shannon running here a lot last season in the modified division.
Always kind of neat to see Adam a topless modified. Don't get to see that very often, especially, you know, around here. It's kind of neat to see one of those. So what's your outlook, you know, for tonight's action? We, you know, opening night down here. We got 4 weeks, you know, in our shortened season here at BRP. What's your expectations for tonight?
I'm just going to have fun. Doing pretty good down at Mid-Vid. Don't want to tear the car up too bad. So let's try to finish here in one piece and then go back down to Mid-Vid and finish out the year there.
And shows the diversity of, you know, you and your race team by running 2 different types of racetracks, and just kind of seasons you a little bit more as a driver as well, correct?
Yeah, it's definitely fun. Be able to go different tracks and run. Crate motor's a little disadvantaged, but it seems like it's doing pretty good, so it's all right.
All right, that's Tim Westerfield Jr., your pole sitter. And we'll talk to fastest qualifier down at Mid-Vid last night, Steve Mowry. And Steve, a little bit different racetrack here. Tell me how you approach it compared to Mid-Vid.
It's a little smaller. You got to take your time. All the cars here are pretty tight, so just do the best you can.
Well, and talk about, you know, definitely different, much different cornering speed here at BRP, and maybe have to use a little bit more of your head getting through the corners. You just can't fly this thing in on the outside.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of finesse to get her done.
Well, good luck tonight, buddy.
Thank you.
Steve Mowry, driving the number 29 machine. And Brad Copen. Brad, welcome to... Okay, I'm hearing that they're talking on the radio to him. All right, you good now? Yep. All right. Brad Copen, man, welcome to BRP.
Hey, thanks. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, it is nice to have this place back open, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I love racing here.
Talk about your outlook for the shortened season, the 4 weeks that we have here. What, just looking for wins?
Yeah, that's all you go for. You just come here, try to keep your car in one piece and move to the front.
Anybody you want to thank on this machine tonight?
I'd like to thank Monster Motors, Gopher Trucking, Maggio's Home Improvement, Steel Supply, TS Photography, and Herman Carver.
Had to think about that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Brad Copen will start third inside row number 2. And Aaron Prater, you get around a little bit in this modified every once in a while. Get down to Mid-Vid Speedway. You run up here, run some different racetracks. Talk about how diverse you have to be as a race car driver to get through the corners here at Barberton.
It's real tough to get around here. You got to be on the brakes hard and, you know, easy in, hard out. And it's a hard track to get used to, but we've won a lot of races here and championships, and we can get around here pretty good.
Definitely, you have to make sure that you got good brakes in this thing. You know, you really flat, tight corners, almost paperclip, Martinsville type corners, and really neat to see the diversity of you guys running different circuits. Anybody you want to thank on this number 4 machine tonight?
Baker Race Cars, Holbert Racing Engines, D's 50s Place Diner, and R&D Auto.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Prater. Okay, Mr. Shannon, do you have any worries about that cleanup on the back straightaway?
Oh, they can make the track slippery for a little bit, and especially this place, you know, us guys that ain't running crate motors, we got major horsepower we're putting down, and it's just hard to get a grip on the track.
Well, and talk about that. You know, we've got different race cars on the racetrack, different engines, the crate motors up there in Mowry, and also Westerfield Jr., you guys got the big motors, and it is a lot harder to get off these corners in trying to get the rubber to the racetrack with what you guys have compared to the crate engines?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to look for a good setup, you know, to get the car hooked up, and it's just, you know, we're pushing close to 700 horse in that number, and it's, you know, pretty hard to get it on the track.
And also a little bit earlier in the day, a little bit more sun out than what we're used to when we normally run, you know, the feature events. So it's definitely a little warm out today. Or I'm sorry, the heat race is a little bit warmer out today.
Yeah, when, you know, you're running in the middle of the day, the track's hot, and, you know, some people think, you know, it would be better, but it seems like it hurts us, even though, like, you're trying to get a lot of tire temp normally when you're running in the evening, get the tires real hot, they hook up better, but the track being hot just doesn't help.
And talk about how happy are you to see Barberton Raceway Park back open?
Oh, dude, I love this place. I mean, I ran, I don't know, I was probably about 11. From the time I was 11 to 14, 15, I ran go-karts here. And I always wanted to get on this track in a big car. And, you know, they kicked them out back in like 2000 because one night only 4 cars showed up to race. So they threw the modifieds out, never brought them back until the track was sold. And I just think it's an awesome place to race. And it really, you got to be patient and got to drive smart, you know, to keep from tearing your stuff up.
Well, good luck tonight, buddy.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Shannon. And Stephen Klinecht. And I'm sure you're happy that this place is open back up as well.
Yeah, I grew up here. I sat up on the right side of the stands as a little boy watching a lot of famous short trackers go around here. It's pretty cool to actually go around here myself.
Any sponsors you want to thank on this beautiful number 75 machine?
DRS Motorsports and Klinecht Race Cars, and my dad for just working his butt off on this thing, and the car owner, which is Dan Shannon, and my dad, and a couple crew guys. We had to change out Joey's motor this morning. We heard it last night at Sandusky, but other than that, just try to pull off the sweep for the weekend. We won at Sandusky last night, and I'd really like to win here tonight.
All right, well, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Stephen Klinecht, your second fastest qualifier. And we'll move back and talk to Mr. Dave Dobbins. And Dave, how happy are you to see BRP back open?
Oh, I'm really happy that the place opened back up. I used to really come watch races, and man, I'm never going to race there. Now I come raced here last year, and I love this place.
Well, and talk about how much of a finesse racer you have to be able to, in a patient racer, I guess I should say, with the tight corners, like I was talking a little bit earlier, almost Martinsville, flat, tight, paperclip kind of corners. You really got to be patient in these things. You just can't go and throw it off into the corner. Yeah,
you got to really sit back and take it easy. If you try to overdrive it, you're done.
And do you think that the heat this afternoon will cause you guys to be a little bit loose, or are you expecting things to tighten up as the cooler temperatures come in as the sun starts going down?
Yeah, I'm hoping so, but hey, just roll the dice.
Oh, come on, you're good at driving a loose race car.
Yeah, I like it sideways.
All right, that's Dave Dobbins. In the number 53, your fastest qualifier in your modified division. Looks like cleanups just about completed on the back straightaway. As your field moves into turn number 3, they'll look for the green flag off turn number 4. Westerfield and Maury, green flag is in the air.
Underway and rolling. Green is out as Maury goes into the lead in the 29. Heading down into the first corner, it is Westerfield fighting back in the 9 on the inside. Maury fights back in the second lane. Down the backstretch into the third turn. Wheel to wheel, they race through turn number 4. Copen drops 2 down onto the grass, but keeps on running. Leading lap number 1 of the 2013 season is Steve Maury. Veteran driver of Barberton, but now the rookie Westerfield goes into the lead.
Westerfield, your race leader, Maury in second. Good battle for third between Copen and Prater. Prater looks like he's going to take over that third spot in turn number 1 on the outside of the racetrack. And he will. Copen back to 4th, Klinecht up to 5th. He'll look to the outside of Copen now in turn 3. Westerfield, still your race leader. Maury runs 2nd, Prater 3rd, Copen 4th, Klinecht 5th, then Joe Shannon and Dobbins.
You see Dobbins very quick, so is Klinecht in the number 75, as well as Shannon in the 2 right down. Boxed in a little bit, the 2 of Shannon, the 53 of Dobbins as they get the cross flags. We are 4 laps in, 4 more laps to go. Leading the way is Westerfield as he pulls away.
Oh, spins off of turn number 4. Got a little loose through turn 3, maybe a little bit hard into turn number 3.
There are 4 laps in, 4 more laps to go. Ed Tenney, the chief starter of Barberton Raceway Park, ready for the signal. Green is out. Another good restart. We're underway.
Mowry with a pretty good restart. A little bit of contact in turn number 1, and he's going to battle on the outside of the raceway and take the lead. Steve Mowry to the point, and here comes Copen for second. Copen in the 20 off of turn number 4. We'll have that second spot at the line. We'll have to see. Westerfield now spins in turn number 1, while sideways in turn number 1. Contact with the number 20 of Copen. He's around between turns 1 and 2. Steve Mowry, Brad Copen, front row. Dobbins up to third. Prater fourth. Your front 2 rows. Green flag back in the air.
It is Mowry on the inside, Copen on the outside lane. Down the back stretch we go. Copen goes into the number 1 spot. Mowry trying to fight back on the inside. One more burst down onto the grass, side by side. Off of turn number 4 at the line. Copen the leader. Side by side, off of the second corner. It is Mowry taking a slight edge. Horsepower, big time horsepower in that 20 car of Copen. Off of 4, 1 more lap to go. Remember, Copen in the 20 has a built engine, I believe a crate motor for the 29 of Mowry, but it's going to be Mowry. Look out on the backstretch. Contact made. We're going to race to the checkered. As it will be Mowry picking up the win. Second spot to Copen and third to Dobbins. A spin by Shannon in the number 2 on the final lap. Picking up the victory, pulling into the Barberton Raceway Park victory lane. Put your hands together for our first winner this season, Steve Mowry. Good run for Mowry. The Misty View Stable, Stillwell Equipment and Crane, and a Studio 11, number 29. Steve Mowry, top qualifier at Midvale last week and had a good run going here in the heat tonight. Into the 4th corner. We are off and racing for 8 laps in our second heat race. Kurt Hennings at the 17 gets the advantage on the start. Martyr pushes up into him and loops him around.
Green flag from Ed Tenney. Off turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. A little bit of contact. The 17 of Hennings will get down into turn number 3. He is your race leader. The 42 of Atwell runs second. Now contact between the 99 and 25 in turn number 3. Will stay under the green flag. Dressler and Martyr contact in turn 3. Hennings and Atwell. Good back front. And contact between those two in turn number 1. So drivers a little unsettled here in this second modified heat race as Atwell will take the lead after the bump and run in turn number 1. Hennings back to second.
So Atwell leading, Hennings second. Now Bob Siblet Jr., the 82 car. Top 3 run last night at Midvale. Moving up in the second lane. He's up to 4th. He's looking for 3rd outside of Dressler. Dressler closes the door on the backstretch, but the outside lane opens up again for Sibla. The Maslin driver to the outside for the number 3 position on the front straightaway. Dressler gives him room at the halfway signal. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. Sibla making a go of it in the outside lane, but it's Atwell out front. 3 to go for the blue and green, number 42 of Atwell.
Hennings runs second. Actually hearing now that the black flag will come out for the number 42 of Don Atwell under his time. The 42 of Atwell under his time, so the 17 of Kurt Hennings will get the race lead back, and he'll motor off down the back straightaway. Bob Siblet Jr. runs second. Now the 41 of Rodney Saunders spins off of turn number 2. Caution on the speedway. All kinds of action in our second heat race in our modified division here at BRP. Hennings, Sibla Jr. looking for the restart. Green flag off turn number 4. Green is in the air.
Sibla on the outside where he's been so strong so far in this race. Gets a run on the outside of Saunders. He's going to go into the lead. That's actually Hennings out front. Hennings drops in line in second. 3 wide battle back in the field. The 50 of Walker, 25 of Martyr get together. Walker had a car on his outside as well as the white flag waves, and Sibla trying to pull away from the field. Walker and Martyr still going at it for 4th. Saunders back there in the 41 as well. Got pretty tight. He had to check up. And Sibla picks up the win in heat race number 2. Second place to Hennings. 3rd to Dressler. 4th place to Martyr. Finishing 5th, the number 50 car of Walker. 6th place, the 41 of Saunders. And 12 of Austin Harvey did not get a chance to qualify. He's shaking down his car here in the heat. He's in the top 5 in points at Midvale in the hobby stock division. Green flag coming off of 4. 7 to Kenneth Price gets the good start, gets a little contact from Mazzagatti going into the first turn, allows Dave Mick to go back to the bottom. The 112 of Austin Harvey goes around to the outside. So Harvey moving up, locking up the brakes, going into the corner. The 7 of Kenneth Price. Here comes Pat Mazzagatti. He has the lead at the line for the completion of lap number 1. 8-lap heat race number 1 for the OH10 Street Stock Division. So Price now running a little smoother into the corner that time, stays right on the rear bumper of car number 2, Pat Mazzagatti. Mazzagatti, your top qualifier, starting this race in the 4th position, quickly taking the lead. See Austin Harvey, the 112, gets way sideways on the exit of turn number 2, has Earl Goldie in the 08 car right there behind him. Goldie looking to the low side on the front stretch. Pat Mazzagatti, your leader, halfway this time. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. Second spot right now, the number 7 of Kenneth Price. 3rd, Earl Goldie. 4th, Austin Harvey. 5th, Dave Mick. Harvey working a loose condition off of that second turn. Five laps now complete, 3 laps to go. As Mazzagatti sets sail from this field of street stocks. Boy, Harvey dirt tracking his 112 car back there in 4th. And Goldie ready to make a move on Kenneth Price exit of turn 4. Goldie looking low, drops a couple of tires down onto the dirt. White flag, 1 lap to go for the number 2 of Pat Mazzagatti. Goldie still working on Price. He slides it sideways off of 4. Mazzagatti down the backstretch into the 3rd corner. He'll race to the checkered and pick up the win. It is car number 2, Pat Mazzagatti, the winner of our first OH10 Street Stock Heat Race. Kenneth Price 2nd, Earl Goldie 3rd, 4th spot to Harvey, 5th spot to the 85 of Dave Mick. Our hands together for Clinton, Ohio's top qualifier heat winner, Pat Mazzagatti. green is out. We're underway. Another good start down in the fourth corner. It's Patterson taking the early advantage in the 80 car into the first corner. Jason Wright in the mini truck on the outside. There is the 15 Pritchett car of Dennis Wood on the inside of Max G. The back of the field, the 60 of Wright almost got up into the wall. Leading the way, the 80 of Patterson off of the corner, slowing a little bit that 45 truck of Wright. Wright has fallen to the third position. Pretty competitive, though, right here with these pure stocks and hobby stocks.
It's nice to see the diversity of this class. I like it.
Number 60 of Wright dumping some fuel.
'60, I believe, has a pretty good push that he needs to get out of that thing before feature time.
And he's also has a fuel leak, so he's being sent pit side.
All kinds of problems.
Up front, we've got a battle for the lead. Also a battle for the number 3 spot, as Pritchett has moved into the third position. Patterson has gone under his time.
So the 80 of Patterson will be sent pit side. The 22 machine will be your race leader, Max Gee.
So Patterson breaking out of his qualifying time. New leader is the number 22 of Max G. Second spot is now Pritchett. Third spot, the 45. That's the truck of Jason Wright. We have completed 5 of our scheduled 8 laps in our second heat race for the OH-10 Street Stocks.
The 22 of Gee getting a good run down the back straightaway off of turn number 2. And now hearing that Wood is in the 15, Adam?
Yeah, Wood decided to stay into the 15. They were going to put Pritchett in it, I think, for the heat, but Wood has stayed in that number 15 car. Max G leading the way. White flag is out. So Max G leading the way on the final lap. Half a lap to go with Wood in second, Wright in third. Coming off of turn number 4, it's the driver of car number 22, Mansfield's Max G to the win. Heat number 2 for the OH-10 Street Stocks. The 15 of Dennis Wood finishes second. Jason Wright takes home third. Let's have a nice round of applause for Max G.
I will ask, Adam, is that Ray Hall like Bobby Ray Hall?
I believe it's Ray Halls.
I gotcha. Gotcha. Just figured I'd clarify that.
There's your clarification. Looks like next we've got the Legend cars ready to go for their heat race. Going to go 8 laps in the Legend car heat. He's been fast here before, struggled in qualifying, got sideways, coming to the white flag. He's on the inside of Heath Tapman in the green. Flag is out. Into the lead goes the one of DeBrock Lear. He takes the number 1 spot into the corner. A little bit sluggish on the front stretch, the 99 of Heath Tapman. They're side by side for third. Rolling underway. 1 lap has been completed. Your leader is DeBrock Lear. Running second, the 60 of Dustin Sword. Running third, the 5 of Matt Hutchison. Running fourth, the 51 of top qualifier Jason Knox.
Rounding out your field in the 5th place position is the number 82 of Tyler Turner. And the 99 of Heath Tapman. DeBrock Lear still your race leader. Sword runs second. Good battle for the top spot in your Legends heat race.
DeBrock Lear pushing up a little bit off of corner number 4. It is Sword running in second, Hutchison in third.
Hearing the number 1. Brandon DeBrock Lear has went under his qualifying time. He will see the black flag. Your new race leader, the 60 of Dustin Sword. Running second now, the number 51 machine, Jason Knox, your fastest qualifier. We'll see if Knox has anything for Sword up front with just a few circuits remaining.
Yeah, DeBrock Lear just messed up coming to the white flag in his qualifying lap. He got sideways, and that's the worst time to do it. You'd rather do it coming to the green, a battle for the lead. As the 60 of Sword holds it, the 51 of Knox wants it, 1 to go, and they're side by side at the line. Jason Knox on the low side, Dustin Sword on the outside. Knox taking the lead. He clears the 60 of Sword, heading down the backstretch into turn number 3 for the Akron, Ohio driver in the Falls Electric Rose Body Shop 51. Your winner, Jason Knox. Second is the 60 car of Dustin Sword, finishing third, the 5 of Matt Hutchison. 4th spot to Tyler Turner.
Heat race number 1, compact division. They'll look for the green flag off of turn number 4 from Ed Tenney, the chief starter here at BRP. Green flag is in the air. Good start.
Already look at Rufner the third, the jockey in the outside lane, trying to make a pass. He falls back into the 6th position. Had a good start in that car. Did not get a chance to qualify, so he starts in the final position here in the heat. That Salisbury ride looking pretty strong, though. Cecil the leader as we come to the completion of lap number 1. Second spot, Thomas in the 15. The 36 car of Dunlap and the 59 of Farrar side by side. Seen Farrar pick up a number of feature wins over the years here at Barberton. Has been strong in the front wheel drive division. And of course, like everyone else, making his first appearance of the season here. But he's run a time or two down at Midvale this season. Picked up a win in a second feature earlier this year. Still in a battle for third with Dunlap. Leading the way is Randy Cecil. And car number 5, Thomas, veteran driver at BRP, running in second. Dunlap continues to cruise that second lane with Farrar on the inside, racing for third. Ennis right now, the top qualifier, boxed in the number 5 spot, but right now being patient because it's just a heat race. Running in 6th, the 29 of Don Rufner III. This time by, it will be halfway to be 4 laps in, 4 laps to go.
And the 5 will see the black flag next time around. Okay, he did not break out of his time. We originally heard that he did break out, and that was a correction. He did not break out, so Randy Cecil still your race leader. Thomas runs second. Still a good battle for third spot between the 59 of Farrar, the 09 of Ennis, and the 36 of Dunlap. Dunlap and Ennis kind of switched. Earlier, the 09 was on the inside, and the 36 was on the outside. They kind of flip-flopped now. And Ennis making some time on the outside of the racetrack as he'll look to the outside of Farrar for that third spot. Cecil still your race leader. Thomas runs second.
Cecil followed by Thomas. Battle for third. Ennis has been able to find an opening. He's on the outside of Tim Farrar. The white flag is out. 1 more lap to go. 7 complete for the veteran Randy Cecil. Thomas, longtime Barberton driver as well, running in second. She was strong, ran for the championship a year ago. The battle for third, fourth, and fifth continues as Cecil takes his car into turn number 3. He'll race to 4, brings it off the corner to the checkered of Ed Tenney. Randy Cecil the win in heat number 1 for the compact. Second to Thomas, third to Ennis, the top qualifier. 4th to Farrar, finishing 5th is Dunlap, and 6th to Rufner. So number 5, your winner. Let's hear it for Randy Cecil. Cecil, the Ohio Circle Track Classifieds, LB Adams Mower Repair, Ron's Paint and Body, can set his creative car, picking up the win. The 13 of Gerald Hahn, green flag off of turn number 4. Final heat race is underway. 3 of Cranmore, just a little sluggish on the start. Going to fall back maybe into the 5th spot. Cranmore, a pretty good racer in this division, but that car just not up to speed today. Smoke coming out of the exhaust. Leading the way, the 175 of Justin Renneker. Second place, car number 23, Rick Kovac. And it's a battle for second. Lisa Moore, young lady from the area, racing in Midvale this year in her rookie season down there, running in the number 3 position. She's won some heats at the 3/10 mile oval in Tuscarawas County. Hahn's car pushing up the banking. Car pushes at Midvale as well. Leading the way, the 175 of Justin Renneker. Two laps complete, 6 laps to go in our final heat for the compacts as Renneker continues to lead the way. Second spot is Kovac. Third is Moore, 4th is Hahn, and look out, that 3 car of Cranmore getting off into the infield.
I think we've finally seen that engine after smoking in practice, also smoking during qualifications. I think we've finally seen that thing let go in that number 3 machine.
Yeah, it was just on its last leg, and now I think they've put it down.
I love those 2-day shows where it's more of a festival-type atmosphere. Gotta love that.
It is. A lot of people like to stay out in camp. They'll be doing that next weekend down at Midvale. 2-day show there, Saturday and Sunday.
The 13 of Hahn. Your 4 machines left in heat race number 2. Your final heat race here on opening night at Barberton. Green flag is in the air. Rennick green.
Great starts and restarts so far. Good job by all of our drivers in our heat races as Rennicker's going to go into the lead on the back straightaway, the 175. '23 of Kovac drops back into the second spot. Third, the 95 of Moore. And fourth, the 13 of Hahn. Rennicker continues to lead. It's going to be halfway this time. 4 laps in, 4 to go. Kovac, going to use that chrome horn a little bit. Well, it's not chrome. I think
it's not
plastic.
chrome. It's black.
Yeah. Oh, my. Kovac going to bring out the yellow.
He used the black horn.
So 175 with that flat left front tire. We've got 2 cars left, 95 of Lisa Moore and 13 of Gerald Hahn. She went from third to first, just like that. She picks up the win. She has won a lot of heat races this season.
Nonetheless, wins a win.
Let's have a nice round of applause for your winner, Lisa Moore. Driving that Bowers Towing, Phil's Car Care, 25th Hour Printing, Russell Tire and Battery, M&J Auto Care, number 95. Well, John Chapman is up there on the video stand taking orders for today's reopening of Barberton on this Sunday afternoon. Stop up and see him for your video needs. He's got all the action on tape so far from our heat races. Good job by the drivers for the most part. We had some spins, didn't have any major crashes. First of 4 features this Sunday afternoon. It's a good opening start, and it's DeBrock Lear getting the better of the 2 starts. On the front straightaway, down into the first corner he goes. DeBrock Lear, the Pennsylvanian, takes the lead. In the second spot is Tapman, the 99. Tyler Turner, who did not run that well in the heat race earlier, looks strong at the start of the feature, the outside lane. And Turner's going to go into the number 2 spot. Drops down in front of Tapman, entering turn 1. Well, watch as the 51 of Jason Knox tries to get to the front. We've seen Knox pick up a heat win, set fast time. He's won features here before, as well as a number of other tracks. But right now, he's boxed in early on as DeBrock Lear tries to build up his lead.
I was just going to say, it didn't take him long in the heat race to get up front. Going to take him a little bit more time if he's even able to get up to the front as DeBrock Lear pulling away up front in that number 1 machine.
51 of Knox working hard on the number 5 of Hutchison for the number 4 position. Down into the first corner, that GoPro riding on the roof of the number 5 of Hutchison, pushes up the banking a little bit, coming off of 2, but Knox not quite able to get by. The times for the Legend cars pretty competitive earlier. Look at all 6 of them really running just about nose to tail, other than the leader, which is DeBrock Lear, who has pulled away. And I've seen DeBrock Lear lead here last year, had the car maybe fade away towards the end of one of the races, but I think he also did pick up a victory here at BRP. And this could be his second, or maybe it could be his first. Haven't looked back in the records to see if he did pick up a win a year ago.
Well, we just seen the number 5 of Hutchison get a little bit loose coming off of turn number 2. Allowed Knox to get to the bottom of the racetrack and take over the 4 spot. Now a battle for second between the 60 of Sword and the 82 of Turner.
Sword knifes his way into that number 2 spot. Back to third goes the 82 car of Turner, running fourth, the 51 of Knox. And it was a good move for the 60, set him up nicely, and Turner gave him plenty of passing room on the inside lane to make the move. So Sword, the driver of the 60 from Washington Courthouse, trying to run down DeBrock Lear. Looking into the archives of the record books, DeBrock Lear did pick up 1 feature win here in 2012.
Sword was your runner-up in the heat race just a little bit earlier. Seems to be closing in just a little bit on DeBrock Lear now. DeBrock Lear may be picking up just a little bit of a push in the center of the corner. Here comes Sword and Knox. Knox now looking for that 3rd spot. He'll take a peek to the inside, and Turner slams the door in turn number 4.
He just didn't quite have the run that the 60 of Sword did on him. Knox again looking to the inside, locks up the brakes, a little bit of smoke coming off of the tires. New brakes on the 51. You can actually hear it. It sounds like a whistle. Brakes are fine, says the brakes are working good, but they whistle going into the turn. It's a new type of brakes on these Legend cars, and a battle for the lead is Sword in the 60 has caught DeBrock Lear, and Sword, Dustin Sword from Washington Courthouse, Ohio, looking for the lead. Turner just keeps it off the wall. He has been overtaken by the 51 of Knox. Hutchison moving up into 4th.
Hutchison with a good dive bomb move into turn number 3 was able to make it stick, ran it in very hard, and picks up that 4th spot. We'll have to see if Knox is able to run down your 2 leaders, about 2 car lengths back.
Starting to close on the halfway mark of this 30-lap Legend Car feature. It is lap number 12 at the line, 12 laps complete, 18 to go. Leading the way in this Legend Car race is DeBrock Lear, but the challenge coming from behind, Dustin Sword in the 60, the 51 of top qualifier Jason Knox knocking on the back door of Sword. For the 4th position, 5 of Hutchison, the 82 of Tyler Turner. Just looking for an opening, a number of drivers. See a little puff of smoke here and there coming out of some of our cars down in the first corner. Hard on the brakes and a long green flag run, using up a lot of brakes in this race. Turner and Hutchison for 4th. Was there a little contact coming off of 4 that time?
Good 3-way battle up front. Now the cars all nose to tail for the race lead. DeBrock Lear still your race leader. Sword runs 2nd. And your fastest qualifier, Knox, in 3rd.
Putting on a pretty good race over the first 15 laps. When we saw only 6 cars or so line up for the feature, you're thinking, man, 30 laps is a long race. It might take Jason Knox every bit of 20 or 30 laps if he wants to win this one. He's worked his way to 3rd, and now for the lead, here comes Sword again. Gets a little bump draft from the 51 of Knox down into the corner. New leader off of turn 2 on lap number 17. It's the 60 of Sword. 2nd spot now, the 51 car of Knox. 3rd, DeBrock Lear.
Dare I say he knifed his way into the race lead. And now Knox will dive to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll push up a little bit in the center. Good pass. Your fastest qualifier, Jason Knox, into the race lead in turn number 3.
Akron driver Jason Knox has methodically worked his way, and now trouble for the first time. Caution flag coming out for the 82 of Turner and 5 of Hutchison.
Green flag back in the air.
17 laps in, 13 laps to go. Field back underway. Leading the way is Sword. Knox got around him right before the caution came out. Going to have to try it again. Was able to do it the first time. Now he'll try it a second time. Knox running the bottom through turns 3 and 4. Looking to the low side on the front stretch is Jason Knox. Sword gives him room into the corner, and he did it again. It is the leader now coming off of 2, the 51 of Jason Knox, the Akron driver who's won here before, looking for another. Back in the field, the 5 of Hutchison up to 5th.
Front 4 machine still nose to tail, as Sword not allowing the 51 of Knox to get too far away, just waiting on the 51 to possibly make a mistake and retake over the top spot. But Jason Knox, your fastest qualifier, up front in the 51.
Sword running 2nd, 3rd spot, the 1 of DeBrock Lear. 4th is Turner, who's been up and down in this race. Thought he looked good early, moved up into the 2nd spot or so, then drifted back. He's up to 4th, looking for 3rd. Running in the number 5 position, the 5 of Hutchison, and in 6th, running by himself right now, the Asheville driver Heath Tatman. Sword, though, hasn't given up a lot of ground out front, running right in the tire tracks of the 51 of Knox, and Knox takes a low entry. Sword coming off the bottom in turn number 4 right there on the rear bumper of the 51 of Jason Knox. It was 8 to go that time, 7 to go next time by.
Definitely a little bit of tire smoke from your race leader as he enters each and every corner, possibly a brake locking up just a little bit on the left front of that machine, allowing Sword to stay close. Good battle for the 4th spot now. Hutchison took a look to the inside of Turner through turns 1 and 2, unable to make it stick.
And it's 6 laps to go this time, and those two have been battling since nearly the start of this race. Hutchison in the 5 and the 82 car of Turner have been going at it since nearly the green flag drop. Some 25 laps to go. 5 to go this time for the leader, Jason Knox, but he has not left Dustin Sword too far behind. Sword running a very good line in the 60. Hutchison again, a run to the inside of Turner, and that was close again, just about a replay of what we saw earlier. Turner gave him some room in the middle of the corner, but Hutchison had already checked up, really trying to set up a move for that number 4 position. 3 to go this time as Knox leads the way. 2nd place, the 60 of Dustin Sword, and they go at it for 4th as that continues on the front straightaway.
The 99 machine has spun off of turn number 4. Gonna see he is going to keep it rolling. The 99 machine of Tatman keeps it rolling.
And we've got caution, troubled again for the 5 of Hutchison in the 82 car of Turner. Coming to green off of turn number 4, we are underway. 3 laps from the finish. Knox leading the way, Sword in second, DeBrocolier in third. For the 4th position, the 5 of Hutchison, the 82 of Turner. 2 laps to go.
Knox able to stretch out his race lead just a little bit now. Off of turn number 2, a lap and a half to go for Jason Knox.
The Falls Electric Rose Body Shop, number 51, coming to the white flag. Got himself a 3-car length lead with 1 circuit to go. Leading the way, Jason Knox. Second, Sword. Third, DeBrocolier. 4th, Hutchison. And 5th is Turner. And Hutchison pulling away in that 4th spot. Running 6th, the 99 of Tatman. Checkered in the air. Yet another Legend car victory for Jason Knox. Sword second, DeBrocolier third. Finishing 4th, Hutchison. 5th spot to the 82 of Turner. And finishing 6th, the 99 of Heath Tatman. So Knox into the Barberton Raceway Park victory lane. Going to get the checkered flag from Ed Tenney. Getting ready to climb from behind the 51 machine. Let's hear it for Jason Knox. Good run today, and he used patience. He had to pass the 60 twice to get the lead. The first time it was taken away because of a quick caution, but he didn't take much longer to make it happen. Chris Cale has made his way down onto the racetrack in his loud green shoes, and he will get the interview with Jason Knox in just a moment. Billy McKinney getting the photo. 3 more features yet to go this afternoon. Up next, the OH10 Street Stock feature event. Let's hear it.
Okay, Jason Knox, great run, man. Had to come from the back of the pack in the heat race and the feature. You and Sword put on a pretty good show up front.
Yeah, it's always good racing with Sword. He's a clean driver, and we appreciate that.
Talk to me a little bit about a little bit of smoke coming from your machine. We thought originally maybe it was a brake issue and was locking up the left front tire. Looks like might be a little bit of oil leak there.
Yeah, I think we have a line loose going to the oil filter down there, but luckily it held together.
And that didn't affect the performance of the vehicle, did it?
It seemed to be slowing down a little bit, but I just tried to use less brake and roll it through the corner.
Great job tonight in picking up the first feature victory at BRP in 2013.
Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Knox. Dave Mick, your front row. They'll look for the green flag off of turn number 4. And we're underway here at BRP in our Street Stock feature.
We've got him 3 wide already going into the first corner. It is Kenneth Price in the number 7 on the inside of G. Up along the wall, look out, trouble. 45 truck hard into the wall. We pile him up off of turn number 2, piled up, turn number 2, caution out.
The 85 of Dave Mick got loose in turn number 1 and 2, got sideways and collected the 08 of Goldie, and a hard hit for that 45 truck, Adam.
Yeah, it just turned, veered to the right, slammed the outside retaining wall. It was a solo car spin that originally started, like you mentioned, the 85 of Dave Mick got sideways on the exit of 2 and nowhere to go for the other cars. It's a tight corner over in that second turn here at Barberton Raceway Park. Not as tight as it used to be as they widened that backstretch, but still just nowhere to go on the opening double file restart. See liquid going down the track, most likely some radiators busted. 45 of Jason Wright. I don't know that he got his radiator necessarily. Don't see any water coming from out.
I think that might be coming from the 80 of Patterson, Adam.
Yeah, 80 of Patterson, a 60 car, obviously, with some heavy damage to the front as well. Take a moment or two to clean up the melee that took place over in the second corner for this street stock.
Flag off at turn number 4. Green is in the air.
Green flag is back out. Another good restart, but then trouble down in the corner. The 22 of G, the 7 of Price get together in that first corner.
With no laps complete and a third time at a possible restart here in your street stock feature, the 7 of Kenneth Price will be on the pole. The 08 of Goldie will be to the outside in row number 1. Pat Mazzagatti will be...
Oh, sorry about that,
No,
Chris.
go ahead.
Shuffling the lineup a little bit. The complete restart, other than the cars, of course, we're missing right now for the start of this race.
Kenneth Price and Goldie. The green flag is back out in turn number 4. Goldie will battle to the outside of the racetrack. Price, your race leader, down the back straightaway by about a nose into turn number 3. Locks up the tires. Contact between the front 2 cars as the 7 locked up the tires going into turn number 3. Made contact with Goldie, and both of those cars stopped between 3 and 4. Here, green flag back in the air. Price and Goldie.
Price into the lead off the second turn. Goldie running the outside lane as they head off into the third corner, trying to complete our first of the scheduled 30 laps. Close racing off the corner, leading lap number 1. Nearly a dead heat at the line. Price up the banking, slides a little bit coming into that first corner. Goldie slipping back just the slightest amount, but we've completed our first of the scheduled 30 in the OH10 street stock feature. Up the banking, Price again. Here comes the number 2 of Mazzagatti. Mazzagatti looking low, checks up a little bit off the second turn. Goldie running in the third spot. Mazzagatti looking underneath. That door closed up. That opening closed on Mazzagatti as Price leads the way. Mazzagatti has looked a couple of times to the low side of Price, to no avail. That car getting a little bit free on entry for Price. His car a little bit loose on exit. Locks up the brakes going into turn number 1. Continues to lead, though, over Mazzagatti and Goldie. Harvey running in the 4th spot. G running in 5th. Running 6th is Pritchett. Running 7th is the 60 of Wright. But Kenneth Price leads the way. Mazzagatti running 2nd. Goldie running 3rd. 3 very equal cars at the front of the field, closing on slower traffic. Move over flag being given to the 60 of Wright.
Mazzagatti sideways off of turn number 4, losing a little bit of ground to Price as they get by the number 60 of Lewis down the back straightaway. Front 3 cars have cleared, and another lap in the books for Kenneth Price.
Price followed closely by Mazzagatti and Goldie, staying within striking distance. Maybe right now just biding their time, being patient. Didn't look like Mazzagatti was going to bide his time and be patient early as he drives again hard into that corner. Little bit of contact with the 7 of Price. Continues on, just barely clipped that left rear bumper. Mazzagatti again, a run off of turn 2, takes it way up by the wall. He'll look to the outside in 3. Bonsais it into 4. Mazzagatti runs out of room coming off the corner. And Hull of Recyclers car running strong. They're closing on the number 15 of Pritchett. Pritchett will move over to the high side as Price. Mazzagatti and Goldie will scoot by. Into the pits goes the 60 of Wright. Wow, as Mazzagatti wheeling that number 2. Mazzagatti trying to set up another challenge of Price. Kenneth Price leading the way. It was 10 in that time. Lap number 11 complete this time. Still plenty of laps to go. Mazzagatti doesn't need to do anything too drastic. There was going to be an opportunity as Kenneth Price brought it off sideways. Mazzagatti to the inside, gets up into the left rear. Contact made. Price keeps on. Tire smoke off that number 7 of Price. Will the tire stay up? So far, so good. Here comes Goldie to the high lane. Kenneth Price in the number 7, holding off the 2 and now off the pace as Mazzagatti. The engine develops a miss. A miss developing on the number 2 of Mazzagatti as he pulls pit side. Pat Mazzagatti developing an engine miss in the number 2. Leading is Price. Moving up to 2nd is Goldie. 3rd is Harvey. 4th is G. This shakes things up a little bit, as that 7 of Price really dirt tracking it off of 4, Chris.
Yeah, doing a nice job, able to hold that race lead, kind of diamonding the corner just a little bit. And now problems for Goldie as he goes into turn number 2 and very slow down the back straightaway.
Cars dropping off now. Caution flag will come out. Down to 3 left. Yellow flag on the raceway. Price in a sportsman type car. The other 2 hobby stocks. G obviously doesn't want to be up there with them, so we're going green coming off of 4, and the green is out. Harvey goes into the lead. G obviously not wanting to stay up beside the 112 of Harvey. It's going to be the 7 of Price moving into the 2nd spot. Price looking to the outside of Harvey, drops back to the bottom down in turn number 4. Harvey leads the way, but here comes Price with all the power down the front straightaway. Harvey leading the lap, but Price ready to take it away. Off of the 2nd turn we go. Price into the lead. Harvey, a little bit of contact down in the 3rd corner. Halfway signal being shown there. Officially 16 in, 14 to go, but the cross flag shown, letting the drivers know they're around the halfway mark. 7 of Price leading. 2nd is Harvey. 3rd spot is the 22 of G. Harvey running pretty good considering the equipment he's competing with. Down on power a little bit compared to the number 7 car of Price. 13 to go that time. It'll be 12 to go this time by 18. Laps complete for the number 7 of Kenneth Price.
I believe that Price has now picked up that extra $50 bonus for leading the most laps.
Price leading, Harvey in 2nd, G running in 3rd. Harvey working a little bit sideways coming off of that 2nd turn. 10 more laps to go for Kenneth Price in the 7, Harvey the 112, and the number 22 of Max G Jr. Nine to go, 21 complete. Does the 7 of Kenneth Price hold together for the final 9 circuits, making sure everything stays in one piece. Harvey, he's had his share of bad luck this weekend. Last night at Mid-Vid, today at Barberton in practice, but his car running pretty decent here for the feature event in that 2nd spot. Impressed with the youngster's run here at his home track of a year ago. Seven to go this time, 23 in. The 7 of Price taking it slowly into that 3rd corner. Definitely not overdriving the car right now. Knows that he has the advantage in this one. He's in the driver's seat for a feature win this afternoon. Harvey wheeling that thing, takes it up by the wall sideways. 24 in, 6 to go for Kenneth Price and Austin Harvey. 5 laps to go. 5 to go for Price and Harvey as Harvey closes the gap a little bit on Price. Harvey sideways, losing some ground on the race leader, the number 7 of Price. 3 laps to go, 27 complete for the number 7 of Kenneth Price. All the cars now sliding a little sideways off the corners, keeping them freed up enough to make the apex of the turn. 2 to go for Kenneth Price, Austin Harvey, and Max G. Jr. Ed Tenney has picked up the white flag. It doesn't mean surrender. It means 1 lap to go this time by for the number 7 of Kenneth Price. Harvey closes to within 2 car lengths. 1 to go. Just not enough power underneath the hood of that 112. Back to within a car length or 2 in 1 and 2, but it's Price down the back stretch. The LA Motors one stop auto shop and sales, number 7 claiming the street stock victory. Kenneth Price, the Akron driver. Harvey second. Finishing in third, the 22 of Max G. Jr. The Mets Machine Shop, Piper's Collision Center, Ohio Auto Color, and Ray Hall's lettering ride, but taking the victory, Kenneth Price and the number 7. What could have been for a number of drivers that were caught up in the crash off at 2, or even those that later had problems, like the 2 of Mazzagatti and the 08 of Goldie. Winner has made his way to victory lane. He's going to take the victory lap around BRP today. The number 7 of Kenneth Price wins the first OH10 Street Stock feature of the season. The Street Stocks will be back on the 15th of September for the 3rd event that we run. The 8th is our Destruction Day, where we'll have the Demo Derby, the Enduro, the Chain Race, and the Trailer Race. That's coming up on the 8th, same times with a 4 o'clock start. And back around after his victory lap, let's put your hands together for Kenneth Price. Chris, back to you.
And as he climbs out of his number 7 machine, he'll put the victory lane hat on. He's got the trophy, the flag in hand, and victory lane celebration photos being taken down here. Kenneth Price getting the extra $50 bonus for leading the most laps. And let's get a word with him. Man, what a race. It was a little rough to start off with, but you had your problems, definitely, but this car was on fire.
Yes, pretty hot in there. I want to thank Aaron Prater. A lot of work from him and his dad. They helped me out a lot. Thank my brother for giving me the car. All my family for coming. Justin for helping me work, too. It was a great race. Pretty hot in there, though.
And talk a little bit about, looked like later on in the race, seemed like the car was losing the handle just a little bit, seeing quite a bit of tire smoke. And was it starting to get a little push for you?
I got a flat tire, started going low.
It started going low again.
No, not that one. That's just, I guess, uneven from the balance of how we set them. Must have threw it off.
And great job by your crew getting that tire changed after that contact and being able to get back out there and pick back up the race lead.
Yeah, and thank Jesse for the tire. If he gave me a tire, I wouldn't have had one.
Congratulations, man. Good run, and an extra $50 for leading the most laps tonight.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, congratulations. Kenneth Price, your winner in your Street Stock feature.
3, the number 4 of Aaron Prater out of Akron, Ohio. The Baker Race Cars R&D Auto, Rad Air, and D's 50s Place Diner Ride. Then we go to row number 4. It's the number 2 car of Joe Shannon out of Talmadge, the Kleineck Race Cars, DRS Motorsports, DRS Services, CNL Shoes, Mac Trailer Ride. To the outside lane, the 75 second fast in qualifying, the 75 driven by Stephen Kleineck. Kleineck, that beautiful number 75, starting in the outside lane. Here we go, Saunders in the 41, Sibla the 82. 9 is really the invert now because of losing the skipper's car. Green is out. Good start again down in turn 4. Ed Tenney waves the green. we are underway for 50 laps of action. Dressler around on the front stretch, and we're going to have a caution.
Looking for the second time to get this race under the green flag in turn number 4.
Saunders in the 41, Sybil in the 82, coming to green at the stripe in 4. Green is out. We're underway. Sybil on the outside. It's going to be Saunders taking the lead. Sybil fighting back in the highway. Into the third corner, bobbling takes place. Who will lead lap 1? Oh, sideways Saunders. The great engine cars coming to the front early. 20.
We'll get the 1-to-go signal as they cross the start-finish line. Once again, tough break for that 75 machine. Looking for the restart. Green flag is in the air.
Green flag is out. We've got Mowry and Sybil going down into the first corner. Mowry on the the outside, Sibla on the inside, down the backstretch. It's Westerfield trying the high lane. Prater on the inside. Double wide racing, top qualifier. Dobbins moving forward on the bottom. He's going up into the number 4 spot at the line. Prater in the 4, side by side with Sibla in the 82 for the second spot. Rubbin, a little bit of paint back in the field as well as the 17 of Hennings, the 99 of Dressler go at it. And in second at the line might have been Sibla as he rallies right at the last moment. Not going to matter though as Prater's going to take the spot. 53 of Dobbins going to the inside. A little hairy back of the field is Outwell, Dressler, and Hennings all race as well. Good action here in our modified 50. Side by side for the number 3 position as Sibla and Dobbins race. Dobbins on the inside lane. Sibla on the outside and Dobbins up to third. Dave Dobbins, top qualifier from the 9th starting position up to third. Opens up the bottom. Sibla gets underneath him. He's racing forward. Closing in on the number 4 of Prater. Prater running in second. 13 completed the line. Copen now going for the 4 spot. Brad Copen, car number 20 to the inside of Sibla. Off of that second corner. Side by side they race. Also keeping our eyes on Dobbins in the 3rd spot. Dobbins going with the number 4 of Prater. Copen in 4th. Back to 5th of Sibla. 6th spot. 9 of Westerfield. Good racing action. Dobbins and Prater for second. Dobbins sideways. He gets underneath Prater. More sideways. And Dobbins putting the 2 right now. Let's see if there's more contact between the two. Might not be able to catch him as Dobbins gets a big advantage in that second spot. Prater still running strong to the number 4 in third. Running in the 4 spot, Copen. And the number 20. Maury has the big lead. Completed the line for the number 29 of Steve Maury. Maury leader, but Dobbins is closing quickly. Dobbins, outstanding run for his 9th starting spot. Avoided the mishaps up in front of him. Copen now looks to the inside of Prater for the 3rd position. Right now, Copen running 4th, Prater running 3rd. Copen making up some ground quickly for that number 3 spot. Sibla has settled into 5th, running 6th is Shannon, running 7th is Westerfield, 8th place is Atwell, 9th is Saunders, 10th is Dressler, 11th is Hennings, 12th place Martyr, 13th is Walker, the final car on the lead lap. Down a lap to 64 of Mounts, running 14th. Oh, Joe Shannon, Bob Sibla Jr. get together in 3 and 4. They both recover. They go down the front stretch into the first corner. And as Shannon's going to be able to pick up the spot, that was for the 5th position. Into the pits goes Hennings, the 17 of Hennings off into the pits. So Maury leads the way, but he's got a challenger closing in, as it is Dobbins in the 53. Just a car length behind and less than that now. Dave Dobbins, who has run a part-time schedule in 2013, making one of his stops right here at the opener in Barberton in the month of August, and he is right there racing with Maury. Well, Maury giving him an opening. He's kind of opening up the bottom lane on the exit of the corners, and Maury really working the wheel down the straightaways. Here comes Dobbins to the inside, coming off at 2. Looking low, going into 3. Maury holding him off. As far as I know, Maury still has the crate engine in, and it is running strong. Halfway, 25 in, 25 to go. Dobbins with a built engine, racing with the crate motor of the 29 of Maury. Nose to tail, they close on Mounts. He goes down a second lap. Prater running in 3rd, running 4th is Copen, running 5th is Shannon, 6th spot Sibla, 7th spot the 9 of Westerfield. Dobbins looking for an opening. See the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place cars in a good battle as well. Prater, Copen, and Shannon going at it. Opening in turn 4, Dobbins to the bottom. Mowry holding him off. What will happen in 1? Mowry will close the door. Dobbins still looking low. Close to contact being made, but nothing occurs. 29 to go. Good green flag run. Oh, Copen had to lock it down so he didn't run into Prater. Opens the bottom for Shannon. Good racing, top 5 positions, the top 2 in a battle, then a big breakaway to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place cars. Because Copen had to lock him down, he gave the number 4 of Prater a little bit of breathing room. We have completed 30 now, final 20 laps before us, and a long green flag run, maybe some of the brakes starting to work, tires getting heated up, setups maybe going away a little bit, but it is Mowry leading. Mowry and Dobbins working traffic, the 50 car of Walker going down a second lap. He's right ahead of him, and then it will get a little heavier after that, a few laps away from catching Dressler, catching Martyr, catching Saunders. Saunders, the 41, goes around. We're going to find out as Mowry and Dobbins bring him to 4. They come over to the line. Mowry starting a little bit too soon over in turn 3. Yeah, I think he knows he might need it, but unfortunately he's got to wait till the stripe in 4. He and Dobbins come over to the line this time. Much better. We're off and racing. Green is out. Dobbins, all that power into the corner. Mowry, though, up the banking a little bit. It's going to be Dobbins on exit. Then Mowry pushes up. We've got him 3 wide. 3 wide into the corner. Prater checks up. Good job by Prater to give some room to Mowry, who had a car on his outside. And a good job by the drivers up front to give and take a little bit, even though we're getting into these final 20 circuits on this tight Barberton quarter mile. 33 in this time, 33 laps in, 17 laps to go for the 53 of top qualifier Dave Dobbins. Dobbins leads the way, Copen in second, Mowry, respectable, very respectable third with that great engine. Running 4th, the number 4 of Prater, running 5th, the number 2 of Shannon. He closes to the rear bumper, locks it down so he didn't run into him. 16 to go. This time, 15 to go for the number 53, Trouble down in the corner. Eighth of 42 of Atwell. Green flag, turn number 4 to the stripe, restart, and we're back underway. Back into the lead goes the top qualifier, but here comes Copen fighting hard in the outside lane, takes it right up along the outside retaining wall. Copen looks strong in the second groove. Can Dobbins hold him off? I think he will. On the front stretch, he clears him. Down into 1 and 2, should be able to pull out ahead. He does. Copen falls in line in second. Running 3rd is Mowry. Battle for 4th. Shannon moves up into the number 4 spot. Back to 5th place, the number 4 car of Prater. 6th spot, the number 9 of Westerfield. Running 7th is Atwell, 8th is Sibla, 9th is Saunders. Just 1 car on the track, not on the lead lap. It's the 25 of Sean Martyr, rookie in the mods. Bold move by the number 2 car of Shannon, woes it down. Mowry gives him room. Good run for 3rd and 4th. Good sportsmanlike driving between 3rd and 4th as they gave each other just enough room to complete that pass as Mowry falls to 4th. Running 5th, the 4 car of Prater. 6th, the number 9 of Westerfield. 12 to go. Dobbins trying to build up a commanding lead, but right now it's just at several car lengths on the backstretch. Martyr, the only driver that wasn't on the lead lap, goes into the pits in the 25. He's going to bring home, it looks like, a 10th place finish, which will get him an additional $50 from Taylor Painting. trying to make a run on the number 29 of Mowry as we get the 10 to go. 10 to go this time for Dave Dobbins. 40 laps complete. Down. It'll be 42 down this time for the number 53 of Dave Dobbins. 42 complete for Dobbins. Copen, Shannon, 29 of Mowry, and the 4-car of Prater are top 5. Prater, there's the opening that he's been looking for. It's going to close up though. Mowry just keeping his momentum up enough to hold him off. Trying not to give up the bottom. That car shoving a little bit in the corners, then it gets free on exit. 7 to go. Dobbins, if everything stays together, he's in great shape. Here we go, the 4-car Prater. We've got him shuffling down the backstretch for a number of spots. Mowry and Prater side by side. Look at Atwell in the 42 go to the second groove. He's going to fall behind Cibla as well as Westerfield. And 5 to go this time. 5 laps to go. 45 complete for Dobbins, Copen, Shannon, Prater, and Mowry. That wheel. He's already picked up the lap leader bonus of $50, courtesy of Bill Vinton. Three laps to go that time. It'll be 2 to go this time for Dave Dobbins. He closes on our last car on the lead lap, the 41, trying to not to go a lap down, but will. It's Rodney Saunders. Final lap and a half coming up for Dave Dobbins, the Hartville driver. Final half a lap to go for Dave Dobbins, the Hartville driver, into 3 and 4. The Wagner Fabrication, RR Engine and Carb, Amaranth Fights Diabetes, 53 of Dave Dobbins. Second place to Copen, third to Shannon, finishing 4th will be the 4 of Prater, finishing 5th the 29 of Mowry, 6th the 9 of Westerfield. Don Etwell, I believe his first Barberton start. He brings home a 7th place finish, finishing 8th the 82 car of Cibla, finishing 9th is Saunders. Dave Dobbins brings it to victory lane. Chris Kale, it's all you. Well, Chris, while he takes his laps, I'll go ahead and mention what our bonuses were. It was $50 to the 5th place finisher, courtesy of Taylor Painting. That is Steve Mowry. Mowry also led the most laps. That's an additional $50 from Bill Vinton. Finishing 10th for an additional $50 was Sean Martyr. He pulled in the pits with about 14 to go. Martyr gets an additional $50 in the 10th spot. So some extra bonus money's going out there from Bill Vinton as well as Taylor Painting. Thanks to those guys for that. Now we're going to have our final race of the evening. It will be our front-wheel drive compact division for a 30-lap feature as Dave Dobbins is about to climb from his number 53, and a beautiful paint scheme on that car this season. Always has pristine rides. Former regular at Sandusky, regular at Lorraine at times, a champion at Mid-Vale, and kind of racing a little bit here and a little bit there this season. Top qualifier. And a win today at the opener for Barberton Raceway Park. He'll be back for the October race, I'm sure. Looking to go 2 for 2 at the track. Late models coming up at Barberton on the 15th of September. Dave Dobbins has climbed out from behind the wheel of 53.
Dave Dobbins in victory lane. Well, tell me, was it the big motor that was the difference?
Oh, yeah. I got to thank Rob Roy Phillips for one hell of a power plant. I was hoping to get in the lead there pretty quick running behind Mowry. We're starting to get pretty hot.
Well, Mowry gave you a good run, and you guys were really tooth and nail. Then you had the restart, and definitely wanted to restart on the outside.
Oh, yeah, and the outside here, I love the outside anywhere, but I can't thank my crew enough. Wagner Fabrication, Bob Siblet Jr. for doing a hell of a job on the front end and suspension, Amaranth Fights Diabetes, RB Truck Service, Pyramid Pipeline, Bonnie Engravers, Rob.
A little winded.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all right, though.
Jerry's Trucking, Capital Powder Coating, and Barberton Speedway, and my mom and dad.
Talk about the restart that you had on the inside. Was it better on the outside or better on the inside? Because it seemed like you got a really good run on the inside on Copen on the final restart.
It was really, really tight on the bottom. I prayed to hook it up and it grabbed, so.
Well, congratulations, man. It's always got to feel good to win here.
Yeah, it does. Thanks.
All right, congratulations. Dave Dobbins in Victory Lane. We're going to let him draw the 50-50 number. $252 to the 50-50 winner, so a good 50-50 tonight. Dave's going to reach in there and make a fan a winner as well tonight. Adam?
The winning number for 50-50, 608 6 6 4. 608 664. If you've got the winning number, come up to the tower and we'll give you your $252.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, how about a big round of applause? Dave Dobbins, your modified feature winner here at Barberton Raceway Park. Still compact feature forthcoming here on opening night in 2013, Barberton Raceway Park. As your field moves into turn number 3, Renneker, Lisa Moore, Rick Kovac, Randy Cecil, Debbie Thomas, Tim Farrar, Rich Dunlap, Wes Ennis, Don Rufner III, Gerald Hahn, Brian Poling. Your compact field, Renneker will take the lead down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Lisa Moore will battle back to the outside. Kovac and Cecil side by side for the third spot. Renneker will lead by a nose at the line into turn number 1. The 175 of Renneker will take the lead off of turn number 4. He'll clear Lisa Moore in the inside lane. Moore will battle to the outside, and Kovac to the inside into turn number 3, or turn number 1 rather. Kovac, your race leader down there, or your second place car into turn number 3. Renneker, your race leader. Renneker, your race leader. Kovac runs second. Here comes Wes Ennis to the inside in turn number 3. Kovac will slam the door. Ennis in third. Lisa Moore in fourth. Still a good battle for that second spot. Kovac has it. Wes Ennis now clears the 95 of Moore. And here comes Farrar to the outside now. Farrar to the outside of the 09 of Ennis for third. And contact between Ennis and Kovac in that runner-up spot behind Renneker. Wes Ennis to the outside, down the back straightaway. He'll take over that second spot. Move Kovac back to third and Farrar to fourth. Renneker, your race leader, protecting the bottom of the racetrack. Ennis looking to the high side through turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Wes Ennis will pull alongside Renneker for the race lead. Farrar up to third. Kovac back to fourth. Battle between Rufner III and Lisa Moore for the fifth spot. Wes Ennis, your new race leader, in turn number 1. Farrar now will take over the second spot on the high side of Renneker. He'll dirt track it through turns 3 and 4, take over the second spot. Wes Ennis still your race leader, pulling away a little bit into turn number 1. Renneker still running third. Contact between Kovac and Lisa Moore for the 4th spot. Kovac will maintain the 4th spot into turn number 3. Single file at the front of the field. Wes Ennis by about 3 car lengths over the 59 of Farrar. And Farrar has about 5 car lengths over Renneker. Lisa Moore in 4th. Good battle for 5th between Cecil and Kovac. Cecil will take the 5th spot in turn number 1. Farrar now gaining some ground in the 59 machine on Wes Ennis, your race leader. Battle for the 4th spot between Lisa Moore and the number 5 machine of Randy Cecil. Cecil to the high side, Lisa Moore to the bottom. Kovac still in the 5th spot. 6th spot rather. Don Rufner the 3rd and 7th. Rich Dunlap in 8th. Debbie Thomas runs 9th. And the 2 of Poling rounding out your top 10. The 13 of Gerald Hahn also on the speedway in 11th. "13 laps down, 14 this time for Wes Ennis. Field getting just a little bit strung out now. Seems like the lead is stabilized between Wes Ennis and Tim Farrar. Renneker all alone in that 3rd spot. 4th is Cecil. 5th is Lisa Moore. And now a battle for the 5th spot. 3 wide into turn number 3. Dunlap on the bottom. Rufner the 3rd in the middle. And Kovac backs out and falls in behind the 36 of Dunlap. And contact in turn number 1. Contact between the 23 machine of Rick Kovac and the 15 of Debbie Thomas. Halfway home, 15 in, 15 to go for Wes Ennis. Ennis on the bottom of the racetrack, Farrar on the top, side by side into turn number 3. Here comes the 5 of Randy Cecil, up into the 3rd spot around Renneker, move him back to 4th, and now Tim Farrar, your race leader, into turn number 1. The 09 of Ennis will drop 2 wheels into the infield and will maintain that 2nd spot. Farrar, your race leader. Cecil in 3rd. Renneker in 4th will push up high and allow Dunlap, the bottom of the racetrack, Rich Dunlap, up to 4th in the 36. Farrar, your race leader in the 59. The 09 of Wes Ennis runs 2nd. Randy Cecil runs 3rd. Rich Dunlap 4th. Justin Renneker in 5th. Don Rufner the 3rd in 6th. Debbie Thomas in 7th. 8th is the 95 of Lisa Moore. 9th, the 23 of Rick Kovac. And rounding out your top 10, the number 2 of Brian Poling. Also Randy Hahn in the 13 machine, running in 11th. Field getting strung out just a little bit with Farrar, your race leader. And caution on the speedway. debris on the front straightaway as the caution will wave. Farrar on the bottom, Ennis on the top, Cecil and Dunlap, row number 2. Green flag back in the air, 20 and 10 to go. Now a 3-wide battle. Ooh, contact into turn number 1. 3 wide into turn number 1, and contact between Wes Ennis and the 59. With 10 laps to go, green flag is in the air. As the 95 of Lisa Moore will pull pit side. Good battle off of turn number 2 between Ennis and the number 5 of Randy Cecil. Cecil will take over the race lead into turn number 3. Now contact in the back of the field. The number 15 of Thomas gets around. Also the 59 of Farrar. Here they come looking for the green flag. Green flag is in the air. And officials not liking that restart between Ennis and the 5 of Cecil. 20 and 10 to go. Wes Ennis, Randy Cecil, your front 2 machines. In turn number 4, green flag is in the air. And your field makes its way into turn number 1. Cecil on the high side will take the race lead by about a full car width. He'll stay on the high side. Ennis battles back to the inside. And they'll maintain side by side down the front straightaway. Cecil was your race leader at the line. Ennis in second on the bottom. Renneker in third. Dunlap fourth. Thomas in fifth. Good battle through turn number 4. Now caution. And the 29 of Don Rufner, the third. Your field is in turn number 4. Green flag in the air. Caution for a failed restart as the number 5 of Randy Cecil got a little bit of a jump. Wes Ennis has the edge going into turn number 1, but Cecil will battle back on the bottom, and he'll retake the lead down the back straightaway. Dunlap right there in third. Good battle for fourth. Hahn on the inside. Farrar up to the outside, and he'll take over that 4th spot as Ennis will be your race leader at the line. Cecil now battles back to the inside of the racetrack, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Randy Cecil, your race leader. Ennis to the outside. Good side-by-side battle. Coming to the stripe for 7 to go. Six and a half laps to go. Randy Cecil seems to have the edge off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, and Ennis gets a better run off of turn number 4 at the line. Your front 2 machines, front 4 machines now, side by side on the front straightaway. Cecil once again with another good run down the back straightaway off of turn number 2. Farrar will battle to take over the 3rd spot into turn number 3, see if he can clear the 36 of Dunlap, and does into turn number 1. 5 laps to go. Cecil, Ennis, Farrar, and Dunlap, your front 4 cars, all nose to tail into turn number 3. Off turn number 4, 4 to go for Wes Ennis. Ennis a little better run off of turn number 2. Into 3 on the high side. The front 2 machines side by side for the final circuits of this 30-lap compact feature. Front 2 machines doing a great job, giving each other plenty of room. Ton of respect out there between Ennis and Cecil. Ennis, will he be able to clear him into turn number 1? Still stays on the high side. Cecil battles back. Farrar in that 3rd spot, the best paying position in that 3rd spot, and Dunlap in the 36, still in 4th. This time around, white flag in the air, race leader Wes Ennis. He has the bottom of the racetrack open, but seems to like the outside. Here comes Farrar on the outside of the 5 of Cecil into turn number 3 for the final time. Contact in turn number 4, off 4 to the line. Wes Ennis will pick up the feature victory. In second, the 59 of Farrar. Finishing third, the number 5 of Randy Cecil. Fourth, the 36 of Dunlap. The last 9 laps ran side by your front 2 machines. Wes Ennis picks up the feature victory. The final feature in an opening night at Barberton Raceway Park.
A lot of cautions, a lot of mishaps there for a while, but then for the final 10 laps, side by side, up front for the lead and the victory. Ennis gave that inside lane up to Cecil for about 7 or 8 laps. Cecil ran him clean on the inside. Good race between 2 veteran compact racers. Ennis, a young driver from the Mid-Vid Speedway. Cecil, a longtime driver here at Barberton. They put on a great show at the front of our field. Once we finally got rolling, we'll be back in action on the 8th of September with our Day of Destruction. Info at barbertonracewaypark.com. In victory lane, the 09 of Wes Ennis. Chris, take it away.
I'll make sure I turn my mic on this time. Apologize for not getting those lineups done, as my little trigger finger here didn't work very well. Wes Ennis will climb from the 09 machine here in victory lane at Barberton Raceway Park. And he climbs out. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Wes Ennis. Man, that was a good side-by-side run. You guys seem to have a little bit of issue there on the 1 restart, but I'll tell you what, the last 9 laps side-by-side, you guys gave each other plenty of room, except for down in turn 4 coming to the checker.
Yeah, coming down the backstretch on the 1 restart, he come down into me and caught my right front tire, so I don't know who all likes him here, but I don't.
All right. All in all, though, a very good race. You had to battle your way up through the field, and on multiple restarts, had this 09 pretty hooked up.
Yeah, actually, to tell you the truth, I'd say the second gear is better than the first.
Well, and we've seen you stayed out there. You had the chance to close the door a few times, but decided to stay on the high side. Obviously, this car working better up there for you.
Yeah, you definitely get a better run off the turns because people like to stick their tire down in the dirt to try to get a run. Well, it didn't work this time.
And it seemed like he had a little bit better run on the bottom down the back straightaway, but it seemed like off of turn number 4, this thing was really a rocket.
Yeah, his car, it gets up and goes out of the turns, but once I'm up to speed, it don't bother me.
You're good.
Yep.
All right, Wes Ennis in victory lane at Barberton Raceway Park. Your final feature of opening night. Once again, want to thank everybody for coming out here to Barberton Raceway Park for opening night in 2013. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
$5 for every number, right, baby?
Evidence Randy Burns still exists. You're showing. Hi Ed, how are you? Yep.
noticed you have all this stuff from last year, and it's like,
Yeah. Well, I made them on purpose because it's pretty cheap for me. Is that officially 12 though?
Yeah. No, I think it's like 11 and.
It's bad. Well,
Not as bad.
Saturday,